I like how it has best base locations, and yet it does not show off where my base is, which is actually pretty perfect. Hmm. Okay, so it is not showing any of those locations. Maybe it's considered a dungeon? No. Maybe the other one has a location for them. They do have a world map thing, and maybe they do have one that shows that off. Let's get rid of a lot of the other locations. Oops. Let's get rid of the oil rig. Don't really care. I don't know what that means. Don't really care about NPCs. What else am I missing here? Patients, don't care about that. Okay. So... Still missing a couple. Oh, okay, okay. So there's a lot of locations. Okay. Okay, so I see how it is. Wow, that's a lot of bases in that one area. Okay, so apparently there seems to be like a lot of bases in this general area. But I'm guessing that also means the camps, because that's something that I did read as well. Like, it also includes the camps as well. But the camps are like the small bases, whereas the giant buildings that the giant building that we saw in the magma area, which is over here. While I go and move to show that off too. I also need to make sure that OBS loads up too, so I can see what I'm recording for. Anyway. Yeah. Perfect. But yeah, like that right there is a location that it says. Where's the meteorite? It's over here. I think it's probably worthwhile to explore, but probably not enough to go out of my way for, if that makes sense. Oh! There we go. Give me more meteorites, please. Thank you. That it's probably going to do anything for us, but you know what? Still holding out hope that there's like something we can do. Like maybe there's like a meteorite armor they might add in, and that'll be like the most dominant thing in this game. That would be pretty cool. Don't I have the... No, I don't have it. Easier to obtain meteorite fragment and pure quartz. Cool. I think that might have been like the first time I actually called it out. That's why I popped that up. Or maybe it does that when you don't have the saddle. Oh, so Faybreak, it doesn't actually show anything. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, Xenogard, you can go in here. Meanwhile, we're gonna have our jet dragon back. We're gonna go and explore this area. We're gonna go defeat some enemy bases. Let's go, Dragon. I don't know. Still gotta come up with a name. I want it to be sort of like a mix between like a jet and a dragon, but like not jet dragon, right? Like something like close to it. There you go. Now it's stacked in. Come on. Get out of there. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I think I have... Aw, they started picking up stuff again. I don't have it? Okay. Alright. Time to see how good I am at the lockpicking. Alright. Ace. No! I broke the lockpick. No, I broke it again. Here? Oh. Oh, the button is so stiff. Doesn't even give me a chance. Okay, you're worse than Skyrim. I may not have the lightning reflexes, but like I have enough to be able to stop lockpicking at a decent time. And this is like going like making me look bad and going like, no, you have the worst reflexes ever. Oh wait, it's at the beginning. You suck. Out of here. Do I have the... No, I don't have the mercenary thing. That's good. Technically, the flamethrower shouldn't work because I just got rid of the... Where we get the fuel for the flames. So how does your flamethrower work without fuel for the flames? Confusion. At least they're not as bad as the one game I was playing not that long ago. And by not that long ago, I mean like yesterday, where the flames made it harder for me to actually be able to see the game. Even in that game, I'm an archer, which is kind of funny though, because like almost so far every game I play, I'm like an archer in it. Oblivion's more so like if the archery mechanics were just slightly better, I'd be an archer. Like if it was a little bit closer to Skyrim, where you can de-knock an arrow or whatever it is, like you can take an arrow off of the bow without like needing to switch weapons kind of thing. Like I think this one, yeah, you can't take it off. You have to like switch to another weapon in order for you to de-knock the arrow. A little workaround, but you know what? Not that big of a deal though, but like it's fine. It does its job. But it's not like you have to like fire the arrow on the ground so you can pick up the arrow. And no, like in this game, like you like when you shoot the arrow, you lose it. So I guess they kind of had to do something like that though. At least at the very beginning though of the game though, like the arrows don't really cost many resources, so it's a little bit more forgiving for that. There you go. Oh, and if anybody does ask, we did think about resetting the whole server a few times. I say a few times like it makes sense. We did think about it though. or we should start from scratch kind of thing. The only thing that we have to say about it is like there's no way that we can like I know one person said like they wanted to keep the pals but have like their bases completely destroyed kind of thing from scratch, and then one person just ended up like just completely destroying that entire mentality and said, why don't you just destroy everything in your base, store it in a location where you're never going to go, and then just stash it like there. Like somebody said like they don't go like towards like the southern area of like Faybreak or whatever, or not Faybreak, it was like over here. So they stashed everything they've ever collected there, and they destroyed every base on their single player world, and they went and did it again. The only thing they did is that they had to go to a save editor and completely erase everything and reset their character from scratch to be level 1 again. There you go. Like, again, like, you could do that too. But one of the things that I wish that Palworld would do is they would have something similar to how Terraria works. Since they're doing stuff with Terraria, maybe it's possible where you can transfer items from one world to another. Obviously, it can only work with vanilla items. We can't add mod items or anything like that. That'd be weird. Imagine having a mod weapon being transferred from world to world and it works. That doesn't make any sense. But like, I mean, like, let's say you found let's say there's a glitch, okay? Let's say there's a bug in where my base currently is located. So let's say there's a bug over in this area where you can duplicate hexalite ingots. But in order for me to be able to do said exploit, I need to completely deconstruct my base in order for me to be able to perform the exploit. I obviously don't want to do that. I spent like hours working on that base. It's like you do that, right? I thought there was more people alive. Majestic Candlestick. Cleared 10 enemy faction bases. Hey, I cleared 10 enemy faction bases! I have yet to actually find the... Oh. I was like, I didn't find the PAL yet. Found the PAL. I just want to see what the other two bases look like, though. That's all I want to see. I know a lot of the ones for the, I think it's the free PAL Alliance, though, they look really cool, and I want to see what they look like. I've just seen pictures of them, and it's like, wow, I want to take a look at them. But I obviously want to do a lot of this stuff, like, off cam, like, I don't want to say off camera, but, like, I want to do a lot of the grinding stuff off camera, though. Because these actually give you kinship hearts, which are really good. So I definitely want to do a lot more farming for them, kind of thing. Anything in here? There's a dead guy in here. That's a good thing to find in here, is any. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with the bats. They like to pick up things in bases, in my base, but they don't like to pick up anything outside of the base nearly as much, I find. Is that a normal mechanic, or is that just me just finding this out now? Okay, I got some bounty tokens. Cool. Okay, where is the other location? It's about over here. Can I put a waypoint over here? So it looks like it's about right here. Marker. And just mark it there. because Terraria has this, because the reason why I say that Terraria has is because Terraria has it based per character. But let's say Palworld doesn't want you to be able to move your character from world to world, because that doesn't make sense in the lore, right? But because we can move pals from world to world with the global pal box, now the gears can start turning a little bit. What if we can now transfer items from world to world? Obviously have it as a cap, maybe like, oh, you can only transfer items that character can naturally use, right? So like you can't transfer items from, like, let's say, like, when do you start unlocking different ingots? I have a lot of technology points, so I'm just gonna go buy everything. Isn't there a level where you start unlocking ingots? Or is that just like a newer trend they did?